Namaste and welcome to the Essence of Knowledge weekly meeting. Little introduction of the meeting. This meeting is a part of the Essence of Knowledge program, which is a free and online program for the seekers of the path of knowledge. For anybody who is interested in spirituality, philosophy, sciences, occult, etc. This is a part of the program where I try to answer your questions and clear your doubts and help in your practices. This program is available on gyanmarg.guru. It is free and it is online. So those who are listening, they are most welcome to join. And I hope this will be beneficial for everybody. So we'll start today's meeting. If there are any questions, all questions are most welcome. Okay, we have a question. Multiple times I've witnessed this probably everyday ringing sounds in ears. So there is nothing to worry here, nothing unusual. Everybody has the ringing sound in ears. They do not pay attention to it. And from the spiritual point of view, it is not important. It is like a noise. There is nothing special about this sound. Scientific explanation is that this is normal noise in the nervous system. When there is nothing to hear, the ears produce the signal. It is not a signal actually, it is random noise. Same way, if you close your eyes, there is nothing to see. If there is complete darkness, still there will be something to see, which will be simply noise. So just activity of the nervous system when there is no perception. It is not useful on the path of knowledge, but it is useful in occult practices. It becomes a problem if it is too loud. Then it will be tinnitus. It's something like this. It's a disease. It becomes a disease if it is too loud. If it is not painful, then it's perfectly okay. So how do we use this in occult? It is a stepping stone into the internal world from the external world. If you want to explore your internal world, states of the mind, then it is useful in shifting your attention from outside to inside. Usually our attention is on objects, other people, what is happening around, which is very normal. This is required for survival. And sometimes our attention goes to the body. If there is any discomfort, if I am hungry or tired, then the attention can go to the body. Usually it will not. And rarely the attention goes inside the mind. This is the condition of any ordinary person, because there is usually nothing important going on inside, or whatever happens inside is labeled as me, myself. So if you want to shift your attention deliberately as a practice, some stepping stones are given. Like first, you gather your scattered attention from all the objects from the world to one single object, external object, such as a candle or any photo, any picture, painting, a dot, smaller the better. So that disciplines the eyes. Then you focus on some part of the body like fingers. Touch two fingers together and try to sense it. The step number 1 was scattered attention. Second is attention on external object. And third is this attention on the sensation of the body. It is still external. So the next step is shifting the attention to breathing, which now everybody must be familiar. It looks like a meditation technique. But what we are doing is we are shifting the attention, disciplining, training of attention. So breathing is slightly non-physical because you cannot see it. There is hardly any feeling of touch or sound or anything else. But still there is a sensation of breathing. So once you are stable there, you can shift to the ears. And if it is very quiet, you will hear the ringing sound. And this is the first non-physical step. It is not totally non-physical. It is still on the border of the physical. And the point here is to forget the world and to forget the body. I mean, literally, you should not sense anything in the world and in the body, not even breathing. The next step is to shift the attention from this ringing sound to the images in the mind, which will happen naturally, or you can induce it. You can move from the ringing sound in internal sound to internal images. If nothing appears, you can imagine something. Now, this is almost 90% non-physical. Still, it is like a daydream. It is like a imaginary picture. So I need not tell the rest of the process because that falls in the category of occult. But from here, the inward journey starts. Inward means in the illusion. The mind can create any illusion here. And sometimes it will appear to be true, just like your waking state. And on the path of knowledge, we don't have any use of it, but it is very useful in the occult or tantric paths. Actually, this is the basic meditation. This is the fundamental. If the practitioner cannot master this much, there is no chance of progress there. So those who don't have the ringing, they should have a problem. They won't be able to concentrate on it. They will need to choose some other technique to jump in the inner world. So it is really good that you have it. It is already present there. However, you will notice this thing, that if you focus on it, it will become louder. It becomes loud, and that can be a problem, especially if you are not practicing anything formally under a guru. Then this should not be done. Ignore it and it will go away. If it becomes too loud, that is a sign that there is too much activity in the nervous system. And everybody has a different kind of interpretation of that. And the spiritual meaning is clear that some kind of activity is going on, energetic activity. It is a sign of energy intensifying in the nervous system. But it is not harmful. It will not cause any harm. The only harm is fear. What is happening to me? So to reduce that fear, you can do some things. For example, first, if you are afraid that probably something physically is wrong with me, my ears, because the same symptoms happen when there is problems in the ear or probably in the brain also. This sound is symptom of some diseases also. So it is recommended to get some checkup done, visit a doctor and get your doubts cleared. That will remove the fear. To remove the sound, it is almost impossible, but there are some ways. First is to reduce the spiritual practice. Do not do any kind of spiritual practice for some days, not forever. Take a break. Another way is to walk outside, not in the house. Go outside in fresh air, park or anything else, so that other senses get activated. That reduces the effect of noise in the ear. There are other ways like sleeping and some more which I cannot mention in public. These all symptoms come and go, nothing to worry. If it is painful, yes, some problem must be there. But if it is loud and simply some kind of distraction, then you should simply wait for it to go away. Or do some kind of activity, worldly activity, not spiritual activity. So if you stop all the meditation and all which will aggravate the symptom, then it will go away on its own. Can it come back? Yes, it is possible. Will it happen forever? No. The energy does some kind of work, and when the work is finished, it goes away. However, small amount will always remain. That is not a big problem actually. Practitioners take advantage of it. Some people don't have this, so they cannot do the technique I told. And some people cannot imagine anything in the mind. In front of their closed eyes, no pictures are seen. It is somewhat strange, because when I heard this thing that some people cannot see these pictures, I was surprised. I thought everybody can see these things. I thought everybody has this kind of noise in the ear. But I came to know that some people cannot. I think most of them cannot. So this seeing the pictures is technically called visualization, and it is an ability. In Tantra, we can call it a minor siddhi. Minor, because not everybody can do it. And if you can make that vision stable, it can become a moderate siddhi or superpower. Although we never call it superpower, there is no word in English. You can say spiritual ability. That is the best word, siddhi. So that is the first goal in tantric practices, to achieve this moderate ability to stabilize a vision. So I have also given some methods which are even more powerful, but I do not recommend doing these things without any proper path, systematic study, systematic practice under a very, very experienced guru or teacher. These things should not be done without proper guidance. So relax, enjoy, nothing wrong with you. In spirituality, strange things become normal. There is nothing normal already in the life of a spiritual seeker. But when these things start happening almost every day, then it becomes a normal life. It is not nothing strange there. So my suggestion will be to take a break, complete the program, and later on, after you complete the program, I'll check what can be done. How can you progress forward? The other option is to give up all the practices and live a worldly life, which very few people take, especially those who are married, those who have children. They say, I don't want this kind of strangeness in my life. But those who are bold and ambitious, spiritually ambitious, they jump into it. They say, I'll see what happens. More strangeness? Yes. No problem. Danger? No problem. I am alone. Nobody's dependent on me. So I will check after your program is over what is your condition, where we can progress. And if I cannot guide, then somebody else will. She is asking, worldly people can't do this. No, worldly people cannot do this. Some people have the ability, but their worldly life is so intense and they do not take any interest in spiritual practice. Nothing happens, no progress happens. And you can see that the knowledge is almost zero in public domain. Although there are hundreds of videos and books, but a worldly person means exactly a person who is not interested in these things. So even if they have a little bit of potential, they cannot do this. With enough practice, it is possible. And by enough, I mean many years of practice. These things can be controlled. Actually, this noise in the ear can be controlled with practice. You can shift its frequency also. You can make it sound like some musical instrument like flute or something, violin. People have done this. I mean, it is very difficult to believe these things. But if you can visualize anything, you can also hear anything, and it's possible. There is potential in everybody, but it is not developed equally in everybody. Probably the natural question will be, what is the use of it? And there is no worldly use. That's why people don't take interest in these things. It is entertainment for a while, 5 minutes. But the use is spiritual. If you want to explore your mind, if you want to explore the greater mind, these practices are useful. They are very powerful, very effective. Totally depends on the person if they have this kind of spiritual goal, life goal. Why you cannot do it without guidance? Because there is no knowledge. Just like I said, it is useful for exploring greater mind. Now, ordinary seekers do not have this kind of knowledge. What is greater mind? They know only one mind, where there are memories, where there are feelings, where it looks like some thoughts are coming, random thoughts are always there. They know only this much. They think that is mind. But it is not. It is a very limited experience of the greater mind. What is greater mind then? I have described these things in the video series on vibronics, which was a part of our program, which is now a separate program. So in short, it is described in a vibronics series on my YouTube channel, English channel. And it is a part of Tantra Bodhi, where it is described in a lot of detail, greater mind. And there is universal mind after that, which is totally unlimited. So unlimited potential for exploring. Exploring gives you knowledge of the illusion. because this mind is nothing but illusion in the terminology of the path of knowledge. In occult, the illusion word is dropped and they use mind because they do not like this word illusion. For the occult people, this is the only reality. For worldly people, even the mind is something cloudy, unclear. What is that? They don't know. For the worldly people, objects in the waking state is the only reality. So you can see that it is a step to greater knowledge, spiritual knowledge. But the highest knowledge will not need these techniques. The highest knowledge is obtained by direct seeing. In our terminology, we call it direct experience and logic. By clear seeing, that looks like Buddhism. These words resemble. Yes, correct. The highest knowledge is available right now, right here, without any practice. This path of knowledge is the highest. However, nobody stops you from exploring the lower, the mind, the world, the physical world, waking state. And the waking state is the lowest from the point of view of a seeker, spiritual person. And the state of continuous awareness is the highest. And there are in-between states. There can be a large variety of experiences. However, knowledge is same. Knowledge does not depend on the state of the mind. So I think this much introduction will be good enough. Those who are interested can go forward. Those who are interested to follow the route that I am proposing, the path that I am showing, they will need to join the disciplined programs. There is no other way. There are no shortcuts. So I can help there, but terms and conditions are there. A lot of terms and conditions are there. However, it is free and you can do it sitting at your home. So any other question? I think today not many people are in the meeting. So we'll end our meeting today. Hopefully it was useful. Hopefully everybody enjoyed. I'll see you next week. Thank you everyone for attending today's meeting. Keep practicing. Progress in your program. Namaste.